Hello everyone and welcome to Fluent Financial's What You Should Know for the week of December 7th. My name is Mike Lanese and I'm your portfolio manager at Fluent Financial. This past week, we saw the S&P up 1.7%, while the Nasdaq rose 2.1% and the Dow gained 1% for the week, with all three major stock indices finishing at record closings as DC lawmakers appeared to make progress towards an additional stimulus bill. Weaker than expected non-farm payrolls had investors conclude that the weaker numbers would lead to a compromise in a near-term relief package. The economy has now regained 54% of the 22 million jobs lost between February and April. This jobs report demonstrates that the pace of progress has definitely slowed. The energy sector was Friday's runaway leader, up 4.5% for the week, in response to OPEC's agreement to smaller production hikes starting in January, while consumer discretionary and utilities lagged the market. Long-term interest rates were up, with the U.S. 10-year Treasury up 5 basis points to have it close at 0.97% for the week. In earnings news, 92% of the S&P 500 companies have completed their earnings reports, with 83% beating earnings per share estimates, while 73% of these companies have surprised on revenue estimates. The sectors under pressure for the quarter included energy and industrials, while consumer staples, technology, and healthcare all had positive earnings growth. This next week, we saw new coronavirus cases exceed 200,000 for the fourth straight day on Saturday, as much of California went into lockdown. Stimulus talks continue, with a bipartisan group of senators poised to unveil a new $900 billion stimulus plan as early as today. For earnings announcements, we have GameStop, Lululemon, and Oracle reporting this week, with key investor meetings happening at Disney, Starbucks, and Salesforce. A group of U.S. states are investigating Facebook for antitrust concerns and could present a lawsuit as early as this week on the matter. In vaccine news, it should be a solid week for Pfizer, as the UK government plans on making the Pfizer vaccine available to some high-risk groups, while the FDA is also scheduled to review Pfizer's vaccine on December 10th. In the IPO market, look for DoorDash to go public this next week. Brexit continues to have a lockup while they are fighting back and forth on three main key issues, including governance, fishing quotas, and competition rules. A senior figure in the British Parliament said that he doesn't see more than a 50-50 chance of an agreement happening anytime soon. For an options update, we are 2 weeks through the 4-week December option cycle, and our stock income portfolio has generated 1.48% cash, selling 70% of the possible calls. Of the calls that we've sold, 40% of the calls are in the money, but that could be expected with markets at all-time record highs this past week. For the Advantage portfolio, we have sold 100% of those calls and generated 1.45%, but 92% of these calls are currently in the money. As always, thank you for tuning in to What You Should Know, and have a great week.